This is another Project B.A.I.T news analysis, the Rambo Report for my people. We will continue with our focus on Colin Kaepernick and the movement he started, because it is a very popular situation and a very important one. We are in the process of watching history being made right before our eyes, an important segment of our history. And so we might as well pay some attention to it. The cool thing about Colin Kaepernick is that he's cool. He is really actually a fairly quiet, soft-spoken brother. He is not like Muhammad Ali, who was outgoing, boisterous, poetic even. Kaepernick is quiet and methodological. He's taking care of his business. And what he has done recently is that he has gotten legal representation, and he is in the process of grieving against, bringing a workers' grievance against the entire National Football League and the owners who have excluded him from pursuing his living as an FNL quarterback. So he's going to ultimately sue them for damages. Now, if he makes roughly, let's say $10 or $15 million a year as his typical salary, and his playing career has been shortened by about 10 or 15 years, and he wins a settlement, he will take home a substantial amount of money. Now, one of the things that's been clearly demonstrated is that the NFL owners could have settled this early on. They could have given him tryouts. They could have even given him some hush money. I mean, they're millionaires, billionaires. Because the easy way to have done it would have been just to kick in $1 million each and donate it to his foundation and say, hey, you got another full-time job just taking care of this extra $31 million besides the $1 million that you got from the San Francisco 49ers owner and the $1 million you put up yourself. So they could have, as such, collectively bought him off, I think, for $32 million. But they didn't do that. So now they have to go to court and are subject to lose $100 million, which is to say, if you and I, or anybody, come to a situation that we disagree about, then it is probably better that we look at it from a point of view of arbitrating it and settling the differences before it gets to court. Because, as in the case of Kaepernick, he has very little to lose by taking them to court because he doesn't have a job with them anyway. They, however, have a lot to lose if his attorney, who is reputed to be an excellent attorney, convinces a judge and or a jury that the NFL owners, in point of fact, colluded against him to keep him from gaining employment. They stand to lose a lot. So, in other words, it is better to make peace than to go to court. And the same thing is showing itself here in Michigan in a much smaller level. There's in Lansing, a high school called Lansing Catholic, and they have been written up in the Lansing State Journal. That's the newspaper, City of Lansing, Michigan's newspaper, the Lansing State Journal. There have been 4 black football players on the Lansing Catholic's football team. They took a knee. But they discussed it with the school officials ahead of time, that they were going to do this. And it sounded like, from the tenor of the article, that it was an understanding they'd take a knee and they'd be benched for a while and then they'd come in and play the game. Well, that happened. Well, what the authorities at the school didn't recognize or realize is that some of their donors, since it is a private school, really didn't like that. And they complained to apparently the administrators at the school. And so now it's just blown up into a big mess. So once again, it is an indication that even when you try and get your business straight and you think you've got an agreement, there are outside factors that may impinge upon this and cause problems anyway. So I suggest that you look into it online. Just go online, basically what I did. Go on your computer internet, put in the Lansing State Journal newspaper, and then in the search engine or the search box on the website for the Lansing State Journal, go into Lansing Catholic football team and see for yourself what happened. This has been another Project B.A.I.T News Analysis, the Rambo Report for my people.
The Saturday Irregulars, an urban think tank, meets weekly from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. across the street from Belle Isle at the northeast intersection of East Jefferson and East Grand Boulevard. No leaders, no elections, no officers, no dues, no in-groups. Thinkers and students are welcome. A choice, not an option.
This is another Project B.A.I.T News Analysis, the Rambo Report for my people. First, let me start off by thanking you for watching our program. If you have trouble viewing it on TV, check us out on the internet. Just put in For My People by Project B.A.I.T. For My People by Project B.A.I.T. We're on YouTube. You can check us out on YouTube. So that if you can't get up early in the morning and you don't want to watch us late in the evening, you can watch us anytime you want, from morning, noon, or night, online. Now, as you know, we've been around for a long time. We're pretty close to 50 years, Project B.A.I.T is. And at other times in our history, we've had what is called a support group, Friends of B.A.I.T, Friends of B.A.I T, FOB. And at this stage, we've gotten involved in so many projects recently that we've decided to look at that aspect of our organization again, Friends of B.A.I T, FOB, because we want you, our viewing public, to be supportive of what we're doing and also to be more deeply involved than just looking at us on television. Because you have supported us in other ways by coming out to our programs. For example, we've already done in the last year and a half 3 Black literacy forums, all at the Charles H. Wright Museum of African American History. And we put a lot of these online, our Black Literacy Forum. So you can go online and check them out. Just type in Black Literacy Forum and you should be able to find it through a search engine online. So we've done 3 of those, and we're planning for February to do 2 more at 2 locations, because literacy for the Black community is singularly important. And as we've said over and over again, you cannot leave the literacy of your children, of your community, to the school system. Everybody in a community should participate in one form or another, because literacy isn't just for children. Literacy is also for adults. And we've had, for example, our book selfies, in which you take a picture of yourself, or you come to one of our sessions, our Saturday regular sessions, and we'll take a picture of you with your book, okay? And that is our perspective, our involvement, and our effort to involve you in literacy. We've also decided to continue with our guest speaker series, and this time to make an effort to get speakers from outside of our local area, which we did and are doing with our Black literacy forums, to get national speakers to come in and speak here in venues that you would have access to. So we're working on, at this point, 2 particular speakers. Dr. Beth Turner, who's the editor-publisher of Black Mass magazine, Beth Turner. And her publication is online. You just go on blackmassmagazine.org and it'll come up. Or just put in Beth Turner, editor and publisher, and it'll come up. And we're also looking at bringing in Dr. Harry Edwards, writer of the iconic book, The Revolt of the Black Athlete. Historian, social activist, athlete. So that's another project that we're involved in. And we're looking to have you join with us as friends of B.A.I.T to help underwrite and administer these projects. So if you're interested in participating in the Friends of B.A.I.T, please get in touch. You can contact us at the numeral 1 for my people at gmail.com. Or you can come to our weekly sessions on the East Side, Detroit East Side, across from Belle Isle, at East Jefferson and East Grand Boulevard, between 1 and 4 p.m., and participate with us through our Saturday group called, affectionately, the Saturday Irregulars. So we want you to take a bigger effort, a grander involvement than you do by just simply watching the show on TV. So we've got some more projects that I'm going to talk with you about in the next segment, because these are important times. So as the proverb says, not lighter burdens, bigger backs. This has been another Project B.A.I.T News Analysis, the Rambo Report for my people. This is a Project B.A.I.T News Analysis, the Rambo Report for my people. I'm going to continue our discussion from the last segment to discuss with you some more of the projects that we have on the drawing board. And we want you to help us get them off the drawing board by participating in the development, administration, and the underwriting of these projects. You can pick the project that you want to be involved in. I've mentioned in the past segment, our guest speakers project and our Black Literacy Forum projects. We've done 3 of those Black Literacy Forums, and we're planning Forum 4 and Forum 5 for February of next year. So we're planning in advance. Another project we're working on is the development of a group of one-act plays for live production. As you know, we have a project called the Concept East Institute on Facebook, 25 sites. And one of the sites is devoted to theater, Concept East Theater. And so based on our lengthy experience in theater and the need for writers, playwrights, to get venues to express and perform, have their works performed, we decided to undertake the production of one-act plays. All right? So if you have a one-act play that you are interested in having produced, get in touch with us at Concept East Theater on Facebook.com. Communicate with us. We'll read your play. We have an outline on the site that gives the parameters of the play. That is to say, we don't want one person plays. We don't want extended monologues, nor one-act plays with 8 characters. We prefer plays with, say, 3, 4, 5, 6 characters, enough so that you have a dialogue. We need unit sets, contemporary plays, urban dramas. But go on our website and you can get the information. Now, another one of our projects is the FMP collection. I'm wearing 2 examples of it. We've done this off and on over the history of Project B.A.I.T. We've had T-shirts and tote bags, and now we got hoodies and baseball caps. So if you want to be involved in that, fine. There's the FMP collection. This project is being headed up by Divine Capilango, and you've probably seen her modeling our collection on our spot that communicates to you several times throughout For My People. Another one of our projects is the For My People magazine, so that if your organization or your business has a flyer, and when we say flyer, we mean something of this size, a page. If you give us 100 copies of your flyer, we'll put it in our magazine. We staple it and collate it and distribute it in the community. Another one of our projects, which is fresh, really fresh, we just got it a couple weeks ago from one of our proteges in college. Her and her group of students that she's involved with who is studying communications came up with an idea for an Ann Arbor Black Business Directory. And she showed us the first draft of it online. Okay? And it's a good idea, a very good idea. And well done, well done. First draft, but well done. And so we were in discussion with her, Kyla Love, about it. And afterwards, we began to think, well, you know, this should be a Project B.A.I.T. Project to support students who are in college and have developed an interesting, you know, community-based, community-oriented project, though it's based on the university. That is, the group developed it. So if you want to be involved in a Black Business Directory project, Fine. Come on. Then another one, as we've talked over a number of years, is our Black Theater Conference. That'll be coming up in June of next year. I believe we're coming up on our Black Theater Conference number 7. So we've been at that. And then another interesting one we're working on, and this we're just formulating it, is a vendor collective. If you have a business and you want to vend at events, for example, when we bring in these speakers, you can contact us to obtain a table to vend your business, your products, your services with Project B.A.I.T. So this is our overture to all of our audience, both on television and on the internet, to join with us and help to underwrite, produce, and administer Project B.A.I.T. projects as a friend of B.A.I.T. This has been another Project B.A.I.T. News Analysis, the Rambo Report for my people.
The Saturday Irregulars, an urban think tank, meets weekly from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. across the street from Belle Isle at the northeast intersection of East Jefferson and East Grand Boulevard. No leaders, no elections, no officers, no dues, no in-groups. Thinkers and students are welcome. A choice, not an option.